So this so-called wonder kid just dissed Arsenal, like in a very, very disrespectful way. To be honest with you, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but this is ridiculous. He said, and I quote, "The Premier League is my ultimate dream. Manchester United, Liverpool, or Manchester City. I don't really like Arsenal that much. It's like they don't want to win titles." Seriously, Arsenal just chose not to win titles. They don't want to win. Like, there's a title rise in front of Arsenal, and they say, "We don't do that here." Is that what he's trying to say? I mean, if you look at this season, some part of it looks like Arsenal didn't really want to win this Premier League title. I don't want to go into the whole bottling talk. I know that is something that is all over the internet right now about Arsenal being bottlers, and I've already made a video about it. I called them bottlers already. I don't want to say it anymore. I know Manchester City are a machine. I know that, but Arsenal bottled. Even if Arsenal lost their 2 games to Manchester City, it doesn't really matter if they did not draw those 3 games. They were leading Liverpool 2-0. I know it's Anfield, but you should see that game off. They were leading West Ham 2-0. They should be able to see that game off as well, you know. And Southampton, the bottom team that is relegated right now, they should have been able to win that game comfortably. So that is bottling, in my opinion. So he now completed it by saying, "I want to go somewhere where they win titles." So this kid's name is Gift Orban. He's a Nigerian-born guy. Actually, he's a Nigerian. I think he just left Nigeria just the last 2 to 3 years. I wish I was like him. I would have also been living in this godforsaken country. But everybody's trying to live here. I mean, I know Nigerians may watch this video and maybe annoyed with what I'm just saying. But even you know that you want to leave this country as well. So don't be looking at me. So this guy said this. Really? Bro, you must have an IQ of 2. I get it. Arsenal have not been winning trophies, like I said. They have not been winning a lot. So that is understandable. But you're a young player that have not achieved anything in life. You have not achieved anything. And Arsenal is one of the best teams to go and learn your trade. Okay, let me put it like this. I'm a Madrid fan, but let me say I was some young prodigy. I wouldn't go to Madrid at my young age. There's no way I will go to Madrid. The only time I will go to Madrid is after I have made my name, I have matured, I have made my money before I go to Madrid. You know why? Because I could go to Madrid in my younger age and I'll just go and disappear. A lot of players can tell you that. You know, a lot of players can tell you that in football. You go to a club like Madrid with that much pressure, with insatiable fans, sports fans, all that stuff. You as a young player, you do not have that chance to go and develop yourself. And I'm not saying young players don't develop at Madrid, but I wouldn't take that risk if I were a young player. The same thing with Jude Bellingham. I'm a Madrid fan, but if I were in the circle, I would have told him to go to Manchester City instead. I mean, really, with that dinosaur Ancelotti still being the manager, you think he's going to be playing as much as he's supposed to play? They'll be doing the whole thing called rotation, which we all know what that means when it comes to Ancelotti. That's why I think the likes of Modric and Kroos should leave the club. Because despite the fact that I would personally still want to keep them at the club to be like the veteran leadership, to show the young players what and what not to do. With the manager that we have right now, and it seems like he's going to stay. I hope he does not, but it seems like he's going to stay. With that kind of manager, he's going to still depend on these old guys. Seriously. So if I were Jude Bellingham, I would go to Manchester City. Pep is a well-known person for developing talent. It's very, very clear. You can see Manchester City's team. I know some people just think that they don't spend all this money. Look at Manchester City's team. And I also do not like Manchester City as well. But you look at Manchester City and you can see that Pep is doing a very, very good job there. Some players that a lot of clubs would not sign. Akanji, for example. Who would sign that guy? He was available for 14 million. So a lot of players like that Pep has turned into world-class players. Jude Bellingham should go there, but I guess he will come to Madrid. I hope Ancelotti is not there, because if Ancelotti is there, Modric will start ahead of him, and Madrid fans will bring up the talk of he's too young, he needs to learn the ropes and all that crappy nonsense. But as a young player, you need playing time. And back to Gift Orban, Arsenal is one of the best teams to go and learn your trade as a young player. A big team with passionate fan base, with a supportive fan base as well, that can help you to develop your game. So let's just see what this guy is all about. I don't really know what this guy is all about, to be honest. So let's see. We're going to check out this channel, Zealand. Go and watch the full video. I'll put the link down in the description. So let's see what this guy is all about, whether it's even any good.
3 minutes and 25 seconds. It's not a lot of time, but it changed Gift Orban's life completely. Because it's the total amount of time that it took him to score the fastest hat trick in the history of UEFA club competitions.
Oh, really?
And he's only been in Europe for a year. The ridiculous display against Turkish giants Başakşehir was crowned by a searing strike from outside the box, and it lit the footballing world on fire about a youngster from Nigeria that seemingly came from nowhere. Except not seemingly, literally came from nowhere. He's been a professional for just about 12 months, has no academy upbringing, was an amateur before that, and yet he is scoring a goal per game while lighting up European club competition. As you would probably expect, his ridiculous story is littered with what-ifs and a healthy dose of luck that has produced a WonderKid that some are saying could break the entire Belgian league transfer record when he leaves. But Gift Orban cut his teeth playing in the lower leagues of Togo. Your quick geography lesson is Togo is right here, nestled next to a couple of nations that are quite fabulous in the footballing sphere, including Nigeria, where the other half of Gift Orban's family is from, but his mom's from Togo, and that's why he spent the time there. And it was after moving to the lower leagues of Togo that Gift Orban had his first of many strokes of luck to allow him to find the European limelight. He participated in a trial program in Togo's capital, Lomé, right here. And mind you, this trial program in Togo was in 2021. It was 2 years away from the current day and well after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was not that long ago. And he is still trialing in the Togolese capital as an amateur. But while he was there, he caught the eye of famed Nigerian scout Ola Fowler. Now, Ola Fowler invited Gift Orban to essentially another trial opportunity in Uyo, Nigeria. Now, this was a trial tournament set up by a pretty significant figure in Nigerian football, an agent named Ata Aneke, who represents Odion Igalo, David Datra Fofana, and a host of other players. Now, according to this article by Indian Express, this was his last real go. It was the big opportunity to make it as a footballer, and if it didn't work out, he was going to become a policeman. Real fork-in-the-road moment here. The format of the tournament was you played 9 games over 6 days in front of
Oh, he was going to be a Nigerian policeman. Nigerians know why I'm laughing.
Scouts from a very wide variety of clubs that were there to see if there might be any talent lurking in Oyo, Nigeria. And there was. Obviously. The agent, Aneke, withdrew Gift Orban from the tournament after just 2 matches. He said there was no point in keeping him for longer. He scored 3 goals in one of the games, but it wasn't just that he scored, it was how. His confidence, the way he struck the ball, I instantly knew that this was a player that would go far. And he was not the first person to watch Gift Orban play for about 5 minutes and have the same conclusion. The man that had seen the most was a scout from, of all places, Norway, named Torgeir Bjarman. He made regular pilgrimages to Africa to scout for his club, Stabæk, who had just been relegated at the time to the 2nd division of Norway. And he came away from the tournament absolutely convinced that Gift Orban needed to be signed immediately. This is in the beginning of 2022. Alarmingly close to the present day, and this guy is still not actually on a team. Amazingly, after joining for the preseason camp, Gift Orban did not win over the coaches at Stabæk, and he returned to Nigeria when his visa expired in February.
Really?
According to this Athletic article, though, over the next few months, Stabæk still couldn't settle on a regular first-team striker and invited Gift Orban to come back and see if he could develop with the second team, which was playing in the Norwegian 4th division. The Norwegian 4th division. So in May of 2022, 12 months ago, he packed his bags and left Nigeria again to head to nice warm Norway and play in the Norwegian 4th division. There were some concerns about visa stuff, so he signed initially on loan from the club that he'd picked up with upon going back to Nigeria, Bison FC. That is a team you are welcome to Google. You will find absolutely nothing about them other than there is a team in Nigeria named Bison FC. Just ask Gent's head of scouting, who described the club to the Athletic Athletic as a club you can't even find on Google. No matter, though, because Gift Orban wasn't in football's no man's land anymore, and when he landed in the Norwegian 4th Division, the ground shook. Bjarman, the scout for Stabæk that had recommended his signing, said he scored in every game there, so we gave him a chance in a cup fixture in June, 11 months ago. In his first cup match against Notodden, he scored. In his next match against Gylvik Lyn, he scored twice. Those might have been semi-pro teams, but those 2 cup performances were enough to land Gift Orban finally in the first team in the Norwegian 2nd Division with Stabæk. Here is how it went. Away to Mjøndalen, 2 assists. Then against Stjørdals Blink, 2 goals, 1 assist. How about Brand? Goal. Kefum, goal. Sogndal, 2 goals. Skeid, goal. Fredrikstad, 2 goals. That's consecutive. In his first 7 starts, he had at least 1 goal contribution in every match for Stabæk. The speed at which Gift Orban was able to make the transition from playing in Nigeria with Bison FC to playing with a professional team in the Norwegian 2nd Division in Stabæk was staggering. Now was officially on Stabæk as of about 9.5 months ago. And remember where we're ending up here. We end up with him breaking the European club competition record for hat-trick speed. That's where we're going in 9.5 months. Gift Orban kept up his hot pace. And even though the season was well underway, Norway plays a summer league so they don't freeze to death, Orban tied for the Golden Boot. In just 22 matches, he had 16 goals to go with 7 assists in half of a season, his first half season as a professional halfway around the world. Obviously, with someone that's only played professionally for like 3 months, even Cardenas knew it was a gamble. The reason it was such a significant gamble is that buying a player that has played in the Norwegian 2nd Division to play in the top flight in Belgium is one thing. Spending 3 million euros for the privilege is a whole other thing. But on January 31st of this year, Gift Orban was signed by Genk for over 3 million euros. And that's where we enter the most amazing part of this story, because even though he was moving from the Norwegian 2nd Division, and of course he hadn't played since November, he didn't miss a beat. He made his debut finally on February 11th and was in the starting lineup against Westerlo. He scored 2 goals. Then 4 matches later, he scored 4 against Solta Varagum. 4 goals! It was the first 4-goal performance by a Ghent player since 1958 in a competitive match, and it took him 5 games to do it. Gift Orban started so well that even Cardenas, the guy who put his hand in the fire for him, was surprised. I would lie, though, if I said that I expected him to perform so fast. Yeah! Belgian commentator Peter van den Bemt told the BBC, "I have never seen a player who entered the competition so smoothly." And right as this groundswell of hype was reaching its apex, 3 days after his 4-goal performance against Solta Varagum, it happened. The 3 minutes and 25 seconds that put the world on notice. It was actually his 3rd consecutive match in the Europa Conference League knockouts with a goal. He scored in the first leg against Başakşehir and in the second leg of the previous round against Karabag, the Azerbaijani Giants. In April of 2022, Gift Orban was in Nigeria playing for Bison FC after a failed trial with a Norwegian 2nd Division club. 1 year later, he has 15 goals in 17 matches, all competitions, with Ghent in the top flight of Belgium. It certainly boggles my mind, and apparently he still obviously hasn't found his stopping point yet. He hasn't found his level, and everybody around him seems to be aware of that. Ghent's manager, whose name I will not attempt to say in an effort not to insult him, said, "I hope he stays here, but he's too good a talent to be here." This guy was in the Norwegian 2nd Division like 4 months ago. He was in Nigeria a year ago going on trial in Togo trying to get onto a team, and now he is too good to be on Ghent? It's insane. But clearly that's what everybody thinks, and it's not just his product on the field. He's a mentality monster, too. I mean, all over our research about Gift Orban is every person that's ever been around him talking about the ridiculously high level of intensity that honestly makes you think of Ronaldo when you hear about it. I mean, he is describing exactly how he wants passes into his feet and furious when he feels like a goal-scoring opportunity was missed. But unlike some of the other GOATs, apparently he's also a great guy. Like, he just has a switch in his brain that other perfectionists don't. So he's not a locker room problem at all.
Wow, this is actually very, very crazy. This guy was in this Niger that I am. He was in this country just last year. What? Playing some Nigerian league that I don't even know about. I'm serious. That like this team is not a team. If it was in one of these normal teams in the Nigerian league or popular teams in the Nigerian league, I could even understand. This guy is in a team that I don't even know about. I'm a Nigerian. I live here. I come from here. Everything Nigeria, and I do not know Bison FC. I don't know that. I don't know that team. I don't know it. This guy was playing here just last year. This is my thing with strikers though. Strikers, I don't really trust them. Especially all the highlights that I've seen here, I've not seen him dribble once. All I've been seeing is finishing. And like I've said on this channel already, I'm not really a fan of strikers that are just finishers. I'm not. Because if things don't go their way, if everything does not fall in place, if everything does not fall the right way, it could flop. Now, obviously, so far in his career, everything is going fine, and I'm not trying to put the guy down. I just feel like he needs to take all his opportunities. And the minute he's able to earn some money, he should try and earn some money. Because as a striker, you don't know how things could be. The next team he could go to, the midfielders may not be providing enough chances for him. And most strikers, that's what they depend on. A lot of strikers without service, they're useless. A lot. So he should try and make as much money as he can now that he has the hype. And that is one of the reasons why I think this comment that I made about Arsenal is dumb. It's a very dumb comment. And I probably his PR team are like scratching their head like, what the hell is this guy doing? What is he doing? If he even has a PR team, I don't know. But, or his family. Because I get that normally most footballers just make all these normal PR comments that we all know that is lies. And this looks like a very honest person, someone that says how he feels, no matter how you think about it. And that is refreshing, to be honest. It's refreshing. But however, when you are a young player that you've not really achieved anything, you've not earned any money, it's a very, 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 very slippery slope. Put that out there that you do not want. What if Arsenal would have been the team that would have developed you to a point where you can now start making your decisions or start, making the rules in your life? What if Arsenal would have been that team? But it is his life. I want to say what he was about. What do you guys think? Is this guy good enough? Is he going to be a future top 3, top 5 striker in the world? What do you guys think? Or is it just some 1 season, 1 year wonder? Could flop in the next team that he goes to? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.